Okay, sir.
So I request teacher coordinators who are joining from school to switch on their videos so that we are able to see the students. Teachers, I request you to please switch on your video. However, you can switch off your mics. It will be better and more interactive. It will give a better feeling of more interactive session when we are able to see the students.
Meenu ma'am, shall we start the session?
We can wait for 3 more minutes.
Okay, ma'am. We'll wait.
Jesti, we should start now.
Sorry, sir.
Jesti, we
Sir,
should start now.
yeah, we can start, sir. No problem.
Yeah.
A warm good afternoon, one and all present here. We are very happy to have our one more role model interaction. And this time we have Miss LATHA Raj from IBM. So before any further ado, I welcome Modi sir to give a brief introduction about LATHA ma'am and give the welcome note address. Modi sir, I welcome you.
Thank you, Jesti. Am I audible?
Yeah, sir, it's clear.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of Department of Science and Technology and Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti, I welcome you all to the role model interaction session for all Vigyan Jyoti scholars organized in collaboration with IBM India. The session is being organized by Vigyan Jyoti team at NVS headquarters and it's facilitated by IBM's partner American India Foundation. To deliver today's role model session, we have with us Madam LATHA Raj from IBM India. May I now have the pleasure of introducing her to the audience. Madam Raj is a strategic initiatives and enterprise operations leader at IBM India Software Laboratory. She has been recognized by the state leaders, Department of Science, Government of Bangladesh for her contributions in setting up an ecosystem in digital adoption and skills development. She also received the Women Achiever Award from Human Rights Commission in 2022. Madam Natharaz manages programs like design thinking, coding workshop by establishing concerns of excellence and learning initiatives across schools and colleges. She has delivered design thinking, entrepreneurship, and leadership sessions to the students, developers, and clients. Madam Raj is a resource board member with Ministry of Skills, expert committee member for blockchain with NIELET Kolkata, expert council member in the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, and Council of Experts for Further Skills Platform and drives initiatives with NASSCOM and Niti Aayog. Madam Raj, we welcome you in this session, and all of us, including the students, are excited to learn from you about your work and learning initiatives in the STEM field. As you would be aware, the Vigyan Jyoti program is initiated by the Government of India Departments of Science and Technology with the objective to enhance the participation of the girls students in the field of science and technology, mathematics and engineering. At present, we have 250 JNVs where this program is being running. The program's aim is to inspire the meritorious girls students from class 9th to 12th standards in pursue a career in the field of science, technology, mathematics, and engineering. Once again, I welcome to all of you and take the opportunity to welcome today's guest speaker. I do hope that all the students will enjoy and this interaction will be very much fruitful for the VJ scholars. Once again, I thanks to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Modi sir, for your encouragement, support, and your enthusiasm. So, without any further delay, I welcome you, ma'am, for this RMI session. We are all eagerly waiting for you. So, please, can you please brief us about the educational journey from your school to college?
Okay, so mine was a very strange, journey. Um, my schooling, I think all of the students here are 9 to 12. So I was mostly in the ground than in the classrooms. Most times I was standing out. So don't mistake the outstanding student, tag, because I used to stand outside the classroom because I was more on the ground. I used to play games and I used to play sports and I wanted to, do much there, but it was not to become a sports person or win any games. But definitely, I just wanted to enjoy, what I'm doing. So that's how I grew up to my school journey. Then suddenly, I realized there is a need for me to be able to support my family because my dad got extremely sick and I was about to lose him, and we lost almost all wealth. So I had to look at options that where I become productive in the family and take responsibility. But at the same time, I did not want my education to go away. So I started my part-time work and part-time study very early. My 11th onwards, it was on my own. I was taking my family's responsibility of educating my two little sisters and also supporting my own education. From there on, I finished my business development and a bit of engineering courses. And then I also did my master's in social science because I knew there is a lot that I can give back to society. So that helped.
Ma'am, you're on
Somebody
mute.
muted me, so I unmuted myself. No worries. So I started very early, so that's how it has been. First early life, I did a lot of physical activity, so my mind and body was absolutely healthy, is how I can analyze. And by the time I was in a teenage, I was able to understand that we are here not to just be a girl, just do some studies and get a job and just get married and have children. No, that can happen, but at the same time, you should understand that you also are capable of taking responsibilities. So the responsibilities are the ones which will drive your life more meaningful and purposeful. And then you can master further in your education when you realize what's your real calling. So that's how I was able to have a fantastic career. At the same time, the number of hours that I volunteer is not something that I can count. And the contributions to education, skilling, and many other volunteering activities, I don't think I can keep account. So that's how I find my education complementing my character and life.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And that outstanding word, it is still so interesting. Ma'am, our next question would be like, please, can you tell us about your work? And you have built a wonderful ecosystem of digital adoption and skill development. Can you please speak us about that?
Yeah. So it's very interesting. Everybody start talking about digital, but what is digital? Everybody are unaware that they are already into it. So if I ask all of the students sitting there, how many of you are operating on your mobile phones? You can just raise your hand. Almost all there. And how many of you know that your families and parents are operating the phone to make digital payments? Now, I think even the street vendors out now are doing UPI payments, right? So how many of your families are also doing digital phone payments? Almost everyone. So that's the life we are living in. Now, if you start talking about digital technology, mostly we misunderstand that learning blockchain, learning AI, learning IoT, and doing courses in cybersecurity is going to help us. No, that is not technology. It is something that you are learning as skills. But what is that you have to really focus on is on solving a problem, right? So when did this phone payments and virtual education begin and became very prominent is only during the COVID. So we understood that it is possible and we can do it. So that's when we saw maximum potential in terms of going digital. When everybody were going digital, um, there was a lot of awareness issues. Now with the digital, how many of you are aware of cybercrime? Raise your hands. Cyber crimes, people taking, morphing your phones, everybody, right? So now people can morph your photos, your videos. Somebody can transfer the money from your payment, send you a link, and make a fool of you, and take away your money from the bank so easily, right? Earlier, somebody had to go sign on your behalf in front of a cashier in the bank, physically present. So that was the practice. Today, anybody can just, make sure that your money is vanished from your bank account. So the digital adoption in the country had become very, very important, that we understand, aware, and become aware of the challenges that we have and the problems that we need to solve. Yes, UPI payments are good, but how do we protect ourselves? By building awareness on cybersecurity, by making sure our platforms are trustworthy, the kind of banks that we're interacting are having very good infrastructure, secured platforms. So these are things that we validate. So that is the reason why I started working. And in government of Bangladesh, I can just give you a sample why the digital technology becomes useful. In government of Bangladesh, I went to actually assess the startups. Everybody, comes up with the presentations and everything that was happening. But one of the person who was sitting in the system admin came and spoke to me and said, "Ma'am, actually, I have a problem. Can the technology solve?" I asked, "What is the problem?" So he said, the teacher in his family, she's a very old person, maybe his grandmother's sister or whatever, right? So she's an elderly person, and somebody replaced her name in the pension books, and now she doesn't get her pension. He was saying she's a person who spent all her life in teaching, and now somebody else is earning her pension, and we don't even know who that person is. But it has happened simply because it was all recorded in notebooks that easily the notebooks can kind wear tear, all that can happen. And even if somebody has kind of overwritten the name or something, I mean, it's happened. Sizzling is, can technology solve such problems? I said, yeah, you yourself can be the person who learn this. I will help you solve the problem. Come on the stage and talk about it. And I invited the Department of Education, the Teachers Association people to come and sit. He explained this problem, and I said, let's take this problem and now build a use case. So we were able to automate that entire system. He himself sat with me, learned the blockchain technology. Within 3 months, he was able to build the application where the entire workflow was designed for the application in terms of whoever is retiring, how will their data be collected? And once the data is collected, how will their age validation, biometric, everything is done, and their accounts are managed in the banking system. So that automatically, when the person is retiring from a school or from any service, their journey should become flawless and smooth, because that's happening in India, and I'm really proud of it. So that's that's how the whole application was built, and that was presented. And now you will see, and immediately the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina ma'am signed off saying that we will implement this, because she was able to trust the way it was demonstrated by their own people on how secure and how easy it is to operate. It will save time, it will save cost, it will most importantly build a trust with the government for their citizens to have a safe retirement. So end of the day, technology adoption is for social good. It should have a social impact, right? And it should be for, open for all. So that's how we need to look at technology adoption. Most of my skilling initiatives is not just to skill. It is for people to learn to solve a problem, and the problem should actually result in social good. In that journey, they learn to collaborate, they apply design thinking, they apply agile methodologies, so that they use the good tools. Like most of us are using so many tools to do the video editing, making reels in the Instagram, and all the tools most of you will be using. How do you read on those tools? You will learn from YouTube how to make a short video, how to make this font and this image and this picture and music. That's how they have to even use in terms of building an application they can do. And I have seen many school students building such applications. They have done fantastic applications. Some of the students, you won't believe, Jessley, one of the student whom we mentored came up with this idea that girls or any kids can wear just a band in the hand. Okay. So they will just press one button if they are in a panic mode, whether they were unwell, got kidnapped, or whatever. They created, and they wanted me to help them adopt technology so that device can be programmed with the emergency contacts of police station, family members, so that when the button is pressed, the GPS is switched on, and then the person gets intimated that this person is here. So that application we needed to help them build with using the AI, and also building the GPS and all of that technology. So that's how people are trying to solve the problem. Even 10th grade, 9th grade students try to build this application. They were able to demonstrate that band, right? They picked up some materials, they bought one chip, they designed it, they made the device recognizable in the AI platform by IoT, and they demonstrated. So that is what it means. While doing skilling, it means you're learning to solve problem, you're learning to collaborate, you're learning to do good for society. It's a whole life cycle.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that. I thought you'll be taking a deep dive into the technical words and all. So you just took us to the ground, practical thing. So we are so happy for that. But I know some of the girls sitting in front of me, or all the students, would want to know more about blockchain, especially from an expert like you. So, ma'am, in simple terms, or the simple language we all can understand, can you please explain what is blockchain?
Like blockchain is more like a workflow management. Now we don't call blockchain because there were two things, misconceptions. One, blockchain is cryptocurrency. That's not what we are talking about. In IBM, what we talked about a blockchain was hyperledger. When we say hyperledger, the way we maintain any ledger. In ledger, what do you maintain? You maintain the data, you maintain the people responsible, who came in, who came out, what account came in, what account went out, no? These kind of things. Now, that's exactly the technology behind the blockchain. The story behind blockchain is, now blockchain cannot work on its own. It has to work with IoT devices interacting with the blockchain in the platform. Now, IoT devices are planted. Let me give one small example. Now, say for example, IoT device is there in a particular farm. Okay, in a village, there is a farm, you are growing mango, and in that farm, you have an IoT device, and you are growing mangoes there, and those mangoes will harvest, and you take those mangoes. From that IoT device, you will barcode those mangoes, and that barcode will be registered to the IoT device, and the mangoes went to the agency for distribution. Right? So when you are barcoding in the IoT devices, you can barcode based on the farm. In the farm, you may have 5 kind of tracks. In one, you may be growing different type of mangoes, maybe Baiganpalli, then Malgobar, whatever, right? So you may have different. Now, if you have grown the mangoes in different tracks and the barcoding has happened, that this is where, because it's up to your level how you want to track. At these 100 trees that I have tracked. Now, once you're done that, you send it for agency. Agency will take it, they will distribute, they will send it to different parts of the places, states, or wherever countries it will go for, wherever. So the barcode has continued to move from one place to another. Now, wherever that barcode has moved, end of the day, maybe you found it in the, which is a famous mart. Give me just any mart that you will go and pick up the mangoes from.
Ma'am, like Reliance and all?
Yeah, Reliance. Okay. One is Reliance, which is a mart. Other things, it can be in a local small shop also. The barcoding is there, the packaging has come. Now, when that has come, you open and see there is an infestation. Now, when you come to know there is an infestation, now you will have to track this back. Now it has passed many states, many hands, many storage, wherever. Now you'll have to take that, barcode, and all you have to do is track in the blockchain platform. When you plug in, the user like you and me can get to know from which farm this particular mangoes came. And you can actually contact the farm itself. Now there are 2 things. One is the shopkeeper will replace. The other thing, what will happen is when the information goes back to the farm that there is an infestation in this mango batch, they will check all of that batch that happened in the harvest. Then they will be able to take action on that entire batch and see how they can put a fertilizer, put a pesticide, whatever they had to do remediation, they can do. So that is how you'll have to build. Now, in that blockchain, what happens? The platform, when you build, you will have to put the workflows. As much as possible, if you are clear in the way you programmed the whole system, that is how it will work. Computers are not intelligent. It is only as intelligent as you and me designing it. If the students here will use blockchain to build their workflow for their uniform, from which textile yard the material came and became, a uniform from one of the, agency. If they want to do, they'll need to understand the whole journey, how it has passed by, and they have to program it on the platform. Then you need coding skills, right? So you have to code the whole program. Even before coding is the last thing that you have done. Because firstly, you needed to understand the problem. Second thing, you needed to understand how the system is currently working, how many hands it's exchanging, where it is going, where. And then you have to figure out how each person is supposed to do what, and then come. And second thing, even the certificates. We can automate the whole certification through the blockchain technology. If I need to issue certificates for those who are passing out from their school, college, if you are programming the student right from the beginning of admission to moving into the classroom, attendance, everything, if you program, they'll go through the whole cycle. Okay, teachers approve, the attendance has happened, this has happened, and the character is good, and this is how it goes, and then a transfer certificate has to be issued, and there should be a final certification printout on the marks card. The template is already set, the certificate in the background, that paper is also set. It will automatically print and give the address for sending it through e-certificate. So that's how the whole chain can work. So that's how blockchain works. It is just like a chain of activities.
So thank you so much, ma'am, for this. I don't know how. I never imagined like blockchain could be explained with the help of mangoes. That was really good. Thank you so much, ma'am. So my next question would be, so many girls sitting in front of us. So now all girls, like there was a time when girls want to become like teachers or some other fields, but now girls want to be entrepreneurs, or girls want to be leaders. Why should
Yes.
we wait for somebody else?
Yeah.
So we know that you are an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur and a successful leader. So can you talk about that, like which can be really inspiring for the girls sitting out here?
Yeah. So what is let me ask if any students can answer and somebody can pass that on to me. When you say entrepreneur, what comes in your mind? What do you think is an entrepreneur?
Anybody want to speak and unmute and answer this question?
Yeah. What's an entrepreneur?
Anybody want to answer this question or try to answer this question?
Mom, one who can take the responsibility of doing a work or a program.
One who wants to be on their own. People having own business, people running things independently, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Suppose I know how to stitch clothes or make clothes or do all kind of creative dresses or creative clothing. Then I become a fashion design, fashion maker or whatever, right? And then I have my own boutique and I run my own business. And apart from me doing it, I hire few more people and run the business. And then if I can run the business with people just coming physically, and then I can also enable myself in terms of doing e-shipping and getting into a platform sign up so that somebody can pick up and drop. Like how many of you are aware of Myntra or Amazon shipping? All of you are aware? All of you order, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So when you order, people are able to ship. So shipping, you can borrow the services and you can put your entire boutique into the system where they can look at the shape, size, and they can say, okay, this is my size and these are the variations, and I have to pick the size of the dress, so and so, and then I get my shipment sitting at home. I don't need to know whether my entrepreneur or the boutique owner is in Delhi or in Bangalore or wherever, in Pune or Haryana, wherever. But we are able to get what we want. If I want the same kind of dress my friend is wearing and I know that is the boutique I have to go to, I go. So when you are an entrepreneur, you can start very small, but you can scale today by collaborating. Like for payment, you may not be the technology expert in terms of collecting online payment. So what will you do? You will tie up with pay
Hello, ma'am.
Uh, Jeslie, give it a minute. I think she's having network
Yeah.
issue.
Yes.
Oh, she's back.
Sorry, team, my network switched. There's a power outage here.
No problem.
So, it doesn't mean you have to be an expert in understanding how your payments will happen. Say, for example, your grandmother is making some beautiful, you know, anything items. Anybody's grandmothers or family members are doing something creative that you feel can actually be sold or you can make a business out of it. Can I know anybody is doing something great, whether it is cooking or whether it is something a home item or whether it's a basket or whether it's something with wood anybody is making that you feel they're so creative and they make good stuff? Anybody? Anyone who think their grandparents, parents, or their aunts are doing some wonderful stuff? Anybody? So this is the first thing that we all should learn, that how we observe our own family members. When we have to become entrepreneurs, we should observe a lot what's going on around us. The idea can come from anywhere. You can take what's happening in your home. Your grandmother is, stitching maybe a bag, a doll, or something, something she's making, and she would have given, or she has a chocolate recipe, um, or she's making a good sweet, which you all can store and eat. You want to make it a commercial business and take your grandmother's recipe and, put it on the online platform, you can do it. That's one. That make your ideas possible. Right? So anybody thought of anyone like that is going on in their home? I thought this is an interactive session. Students?
Um, it could be anything, just to add on to what Lata said, it could be anything. I was just watching Chef Vikas Khanna, who is a Michelin star chef, and you should watch his recent podcasts. And he did not have anything at that time when he started his journey. He just used to help his grandmother in the kitchen, and he used to make the famous dishes of Punjab, which is butter chicken and dal makhni. So it can be anything. You don't have to think, oh my God, they are doing some wonders. It can be as simple as your mother's cooking, which you feel is great, and it can be shared with the world. So it's not something out of the box. Probably you are stuck there that हमें नहीं पता वो लोग क्या करते हैं.
Yeah.
But it is not something out of the box. It could be the as simple as the art of knitting sweaters or embroidery or anything that you have seen in your houses. I'm sure your aunts and moms or some grandmothers must be doing something.
Yeah.
Now
So
something comes to your mind? Okay, think about it maybe.
yeah.
Then later.
Okay. So the reason why I brought this up is most of us want to become leaders. Most of us want to be, become something in our life. So that first step is observation. You have to observe what's going on. And then you'll have to pick. I mean, you want to become an entrepreneur, you can become anytime. Nobody can stop you because today we have very good ecosystem. You don't have to be a Paytm expert or payment expert to sell your products through online payment. You can collaborate and get it done. You can take the service for payments. You can take the service for shipping. That problem is also solved. And if you want to kind of prepare something, develop something, that is also easy. Same thing happens in science and technology. The reason I bought both the things is science and technology. Now, all of you girls are interested in science and technology. In science and technology, again, you don't have to worry about how will I get my job and all of that. If you have an idea, And if you think that is something you can code, develop, and deploy, you have cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, and everybody else. They give free platforms for students to experiment as well. You can develop your own application, deploy it, and then you can start looking at getting money out of it, right? So you can build some useful applications, deploy it, and get money out of it. That's how you all start. See, earlier, like I said, my days, the only way I could work is do part-time job. I had to go to a work and do maybe tuitions, maybe some uh, kind of help. And this is not something you should feel shy of. And most of the times, when you go abroad to study, most students, their part-time jobs are to even go and take care of the pets in someone's house, take care of the kids for an hour, take care of the pets for an hour and get some $10 and $20 they'll earn and come. Then they will use it for their living expenses. So that's how it works in other countries as well. It's not something that you should feel shy of doing part-time jobs and things like that. So very early you can start thinking of doing things which will also give you some revenue. That's how you start becoming smarter, saying that you value your time, that you're not wasting, and you will get some revenue out of it, and you will get people who understand you, people who will network with you, who will make you more stronger. That is how you become an entrepreneur. Now, that is like becoming an entrepreneur on your own. Now, if you're taking a job, soon after education, maybe in science and technology, you got a job as a software engineer, life doesn't end there. You have to behave like an entrepreneur the moment you get a job. Okay, what's the value of my time being spent? How much time I'm spending in Netflix? How much time I'm spending on Amazon Prime? What am I doing on Instagram? All of that will account. After you get into a job, you should know how to prioritize your entertainment, how to prioritize your career, your projects, and your learnings, and how you're looking at the company, how the company is looking at their future. Are you learning those important technologies that they are, going to invest in, so that you are part of that strategy? You should be in that. You should be going in that direction. You will get a job, but you will lose a job if you are not important. Have you all heard of pink slip? Have you all heard of anyone losing their job because the projects went so people had to leave their jobs or were sent home from their jobs in the companies? Have you all heard of it? Students? People losing their jobs in companies? You all have heard of it? Raise your hands if you've heard of it. You all have heard of people losing their jobs, companies closing down. You all have heard of it? Okay. So these things will happen. And you should not be a part of it, and you will not be a part of it if you are continuously thinking to learn. So that's the other part. One is observing, and the other thing is continuously learning and behaving like an entrepreneur. Any other question you have?
So, ma'am, thank you so much for that insight on entrepreneurship and leadership. And next question would be like, uh, did you face any challenges in your journey? Like until you reached here, did you face any challenges or hiccups during your
Yeah.
journey?
I'll tell you, three things will come in your way. And you have to hold all the three things, three I's. Okay. I. It starts with I, so I say three I. And you can only, hold yourself up if you are really good at this. The first priority in your life is integrity. I for integrity. Integrity means how ethical you are, how honest you are, how upfront you are, right? So at any given point in time, you should not compromise your integrity. If somebody is making you do things that your character is in question, I think you should run from that place. If anyone is making you feel like you start doubting yourself, whether you're good, bad, and they are confusing you, don't give in to that, because that will sideline you, right? So that is very important that you hold up your integrity. You believe certain things, you should do certain things. So how do you hold your integrity? Very simple. You say what you do and do what you say. You cannot take somebody else's work and speak for it and become famous. You can't copy someone else and become famous. No. You say what you do, because only you understand your potential. Your potential can be much higher than someone, or your potential can be very different from someone. It can never be lower from someone. Most of us start questioning ourselves, thinking that, am I less than that girl because she is getting more marks and I'm not getting that much marks? No, you are little different from that person, but you are not lower than that person. You'll only need to know in that difference what are your strengths, your weaknesses, and work on it. Right? Only if you take responsibility for your own gaps and start working on it, you will be able to take care of your own competition. So you say what you do and do what you say. Don't compromise on your character. Integrity is character. So that's one. The second thing that will come is being inclusive. What does it mean to be inclusive? Inclusive is, we are living in a world where you will meet people from many places, many villages, many people from inside the country, outside the country. They can be from Mughal background. Maybe you're meeting people from the Saudi, Dubai background. You may be meeting people from European background. Maybe people from Nairobis and Nigerians. That is across the globe. I'm giving example. Now, next, you look at India itself. India, there are so many states, union territories, and all of that. You will meet them. You don't know from where, which citizen, who has become a part of your team, who's working in your organization, right? So they will come from many, many different places. How can you be inclusive? How can you be inclusive? You should learn to collaborate. That you're only focusing on what you want to get things done. Don't judge them by their religion, by their national status, or by their caste status. You should not judge them. She's a girl, he's a boy, this person is a transgender. So we'll start judging. Maybe there, she may not think that way because she's a girl. You should stop judging people. So then inclusiveness means that we are open. We are open to talk to everyone, take everybody's ideas. Inclusive also means in your own family, you have to learn to behave. The practice has to happen in your home. Do you respect when your parents are sharing some ideas? Maybe they are right, they are wrong, but how well are you able to manage them? Oh, we are from this generation, you will not understand our problem, right? If your grandmother is saying, then it's all the more a problem, or grandfather is saying it's all the more problem, we think their generation was almost gone and they need not advise. You know better than them because you are having network. You know what's happening in the other world because you can see it in Instagram reels and all that, we think. But no, wisdom is not there in Instagram. Wisdom is there only with experiences. Try and understand when people are saying in your family and be inclusive there as well. Because certain things that they are talking about safety, they will be the best experts. how we can be safe from people manipulating our mind and taking away a lot of these things. This happens in the office, this happens anywhere in the school. Don't give time to students or your friends in the circle, you'll find. Be inclusive by, talking to everyone. Don't judge people. She's short, she's fat, and, don't choose people by that. You choose people with whom you can, have conversations, discuss ideas, have a bit of fun, play, be strong, and someone who will come in time when you are feeling low. I mean, that kind of people. So be inclusive to collaborate, right? The first one, if you are integrity, your character will stay. If you're inclusive, you will be able to collaborate well because everyone will understand you pretty well, and you can also come up with, very, very good ideas to solve problems because you're able to understand and get things done from everyone because you're inclusive, right? The last one is being innovative. Innovative is not just about filing patents and all of that. Innovative is, okay, if you have to go from this distance to that distance, what are those things that you will have to do? Okay, this is a hot place and I have to have my journey for 1 hour. Okay, um, whom should I work with? What are the other things that I have to carry with myself to get through this journey? So that innovative ideas has to come. When we do project, we will be given deadline. Ideally, it will take 6 months. They will tell you should finish in 3 months. Then if I have to do in 3 months, I have to think. I have to bring my innovative cap. Okay, I am not an expert in this, but somebody is already an expert in this. Call that person and take some advice and get things done through them. Don't wait. And if I know something, I also contribute. And I have a proper organized calendar to maintain how I'll achieve that 3 months timeline. So those are things. You have to be innovative to organize yourself, to make sure things are going in faster speed. And you have to be creative that people depend on you. They say, okay, if I give to this person, it's closed. Case closed, she'll do it. No need to follow up with her. We trust. So that's how your innovation has to happen. So these are three things that has helped me in my career because there are many times people questioned because those days, yes, girls were very less in education, taking responsibility in family, doing anything. Even when I had to be the only girl for my family and when I lost my father, they didn't want me to take the rights to even conduct the last rites for my father. They said, she's a girl, she should not participate. Ask her to give money, but we will burn the body, right? But I said, get lost. I take care of my father. So I did the last rites for my father. So people will bully you at all times. In the office, you will find, okay, she's still a woman. She's already got 2 kids. I don't think we should give her the promotion now. They will judge you. So these are things that challenges we have all gone through. So probably your level of challenges could be different, but you don't care about what challenges are. You keep focusing on these 3 I's, which will keep yourself going forward, being, highly integrative. Second is being inclusive, then innovate. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much for introducing us to uh, the 3 I's. And as you told, the challenges might be slightly different, ma'am, but still they do exist. That is a sad part. So we should also be, all girls sitting in front of me can really take this as a bullet points and keep it in our brain. So moving on to the next question, ma'am, can you please tell us, like, what is your vision for students in India towards STEM careers, especially for the girl students?
Yeah, STEM careers is, first thing, you should be a problem solver. You may be an expert in cybersecurity, you may be in blockchain, who cares? Can you solve the problem for the country, right? So that is very important in STEM careers. So be a problem solver. At the same time, 2 things in technology. One thing is you should know coding and other things, related to coding. by going deep into all the software languages, all that is important. And the second thing is knowing the domain knowledge. Now, if I need to solve a problem using technology for an insurance company, I should know the insurance domain. Now, today, if I have to ask the students to build a solution for a problem in the school, saying, I want to automate the attendance management system. If the students have to take that problem and automate it using the software, they may know how to code and solve the problem. But they should understand the attendance management system. For that, they should understand how the education system works. So that domain knowledge is very important. So these two things are very important that they understand. And then financial is the most important thing for girls. Financial domain, no compromise. You earn money, you manage your money. Most times the girls don't give importance to this. The girls will not even know how, even I don't think even you will know, Jesli, if I ask you about stocking, broking, investment, you will not know. You don't look at how you want to invest money and make sure you are securing your money. You will not know. So we should understand financials. So manage your life, manage your money, manage your careers in a way that you are a problem solver. Use whatever technology in, whether it in science and engineering, but then you should know the industry, the domain. Are you working for an automobile domain? You should know about automobiles. Are you taking up a medical domain? You should. And I have seen many medical students coming to me for coaching in terms of getting into the technology space. After finishing the MBBS, the student comes and tells me that I don't want to become a surgeon and I don't want to go through the cutting stitching. But I want to research on something where I want to automate this because I understand how it works now in the MBBS. So they understood how these mechanics work, but they want to use engineering to democratize that, a particular technology so that some problems can be easily solved by, people rather than going to the doctor and going through an elaborate list of things. So they come and ask such, solutions that this is the problem in medical and this can be easily solved by, putting a technology or putting an app. It works.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for answering that question. Before we wind up this session, we'll give chance to 3, 4 students to interact with you and ask some question. So, can I have Miss Mehak from JNV Rohtak? Please on your audio and video. Yeah, you can unmute and speak, Mehak.
Can you please simplify the blockchain technology and its career pathways that we can explore?
Thanks, Mehak. Nice meeting you. And
Thank you.
like I said, don't worry about the blockchain technology. That blockchain technology will go and a new technology will come. Now you all are seeing that data science went and AI has come, from AI to generative AI, and then large language models have come. So the technology will keep changing. But you come with a problem and I'll help you solve it, whether it is blockchain, AI, IoT, I don't care, but you will be able to solve it. You give me any problem, I'll tell you right away. If you feel that you know about a problem, I can tell you which are all the technologies you can use.
So I hope, Mehak, your doubt is clear. So can we have the next question? Next question is from Ms. Purvi Neetam from class 10th of JNV Durg. Purvi, can you please unmute and speak?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, can you tell us about the importance of promotion of entrepreneurship in STEM fields in India and South Asian countries?
Definitely, because there is so much happening. You don't have to know everything, but at least if you get in touch with NASSCOM, if you look at my profile, I did mention that I work with an industry body called NASSCOM, right? I'm a member there. Under their umbrella, they have a lot of venture capitalists and lot of government programs itself. Pradhan Mantri's Yojanas for girls, women, there is no limit. And it also, I can put together some of those together and send it to you for women entrepreneurship itself, because I can't read out the links, but I can share the links for science and technology. I myself are part of DST, entrepreneurship models, wherein the women who want to return back because they've taken a break, who have to return back, they come back and they present their ideas in biotechnology. They present their ideas in science, in environmental science. They also present ideas uh, in software technology as well. But very few software technology, but most of them I've seen women are focusing on biotechnology and healthcare, focused. So many research projects they'll bring, and they're getting more than 30-40 lakhs funded also. Once the project get finalized, so to set up their lab, do their research, come up with a model, and make it a entrepreneurship platform, and patent themselves in that area, and also start the business. So there are many such yojanas from the Pradhan Mantri itself. So I can put together some of these things and share it with you, Justly. And very good, question, Purvi. And I think you should take those links, share it with your family members. Don't make your mother only the mother. Empower your mother also with entrepreneurship ideas, and help her also earn some, revenue. She can also earn something.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Uh, Thank you, Purvi, and thank you, ma'am, for answering that question. So now we can have question from Miss Ruhana Gulshan from class 12th, JNV North 24, Parganas. Ruhana, can you please unmute and ask your question?
Ruhana, I can't hear you, Ruhana.
Ruhana?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me? Am I audible now?
Very
Not
feeble.
much clear.
Very feeble.
How is it clear?
No. Can someone come close to the camera, or someone near the camera or near the laptop can do it? Okay.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah, better
Yeah,
if you can talk.
better.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and everyone attending this interactive session. My question to you that, what are your thoughts on how can India build women entrepreneurs and leaders in STEM field?
Women entrepreneur and leader in
STEM field, ma'am.
STEM field.
STEM field. See, STEM field, I am one, and all of you are there. All of you are going to be entrepreneurs one day. I mean, right now you have to start building yourselves to question. See, only 3 or 4 people are questioning today, right? So when I ask, first thing, you all should get bold enough to question and bold enough to participate. If you are not there, then forget any field. Forget STEM. No fields is good for us to grow, right? Firstly, you have to stand up and talk and ask. When we ask some questions to the audience, right? So anything that you all observe, like I asked few questions. Most people do not participate, especially girls will never participate in asking questions. Why do you think it is so, in your opinion? Why do you think some of the girls, some of the students don't like to ask questions?
Maybe some lack of confidence or like that.
No, I could not hear clear. Anybody can give me that answer from
Can you keep the mic
mic
very
closer?
closer?
Ma'am, I thought that lack of confidence may be the reason.
See, that is the problem. Technology, I can train, teach, mentor you, and even if I train a lion, it will know how to stop hunting and sit on a stool. Only if you are bold enough and you become rough enough, you can actually go hunt your meal. If you want to be that entrepreneur, you should question, you should be bold, and you should not question your confidence. So that's one. And how do you gain confidence? You gain confidence because you ask the right questions or wrong questions. You get clarity first. You understand, you feel convinced. If you work on it, then you'll become even more confident. Right now you're studying, you understood a theory, you have written the exam, you passed the exam. But if you apply that logic and become an expert in applying it and making something out of it, then your confidence has gone to a next level. Right? Today you're holding your mic. Someday I want to see you holding a mic, talking technology and saying this. My journey started because I had the guts to ask the question to one of the speaker.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's the first thing.
Bless me, ma'am.
Any following question you have? You ask the question that you think of. If this question was already given to you, don't bother about it. You ask a question. Real question. Let me see.
Can you give a minute, ma'am? Can you give a minute to think like that?
Can you?
Give a minute, ma'am.
She needs some time to think, it seems.
Good. There you go. You started already. So that's how you start doing thing today. But tomorrow onwards, none of the girls sitting here in the audience are going to stop. Hosts like Jesli and Pari should be scared of bringing you all in a session. They'll say, my girls are so nasty, they will take you for a toss. So be prepared. So they should scare me and bring me for the session. They will ask you, questions that, you have to answer. So that's what I would like to see. Yes. Be bold, be bold. Anything else?
Children, you have a great opportunity to ask the question. So you can clarify your doubts, any doubts.
Any doubt? Because see, when I go to villages, right, I go and sit and talk with all these girls. I drive down to my nearest villages and I'll go sit there. The school girls will just come down. They'll be playing in the ground. So they'll ask, what are you doing? Who are you? They start asking questions. They don't care. I mean, working in IBM, I'm a director. I care a hoot about you. What are you doing here? I said, I drove. Which car you drove? Have you bought? Your husband gifted? Boyfriend gifted? They ask me those questions. Did you earn this?
Ma'am, I have got a question.
Yes.
My question is that I am preparing for NEET this year. If I, by any chance, if I do not get admission in MBBS college and I want to start entrepreneurship, as my mother does it as well, but she is not an entrepreneur. At least I think, she has not got that position. How can I achieve that?
Yes, you can. Because like I said, there are many opportunities for you to onboard as an entrepreneur. That is good. But we can mentor you to become an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter whether it is, you can pursue NEET, you can pursue your education. That will not stop you from being an entrepreneur. To be an entrepreneur, you can enable anybody like your mother, your aunt, sister, grandmother, they can be entrepreneurs running the organization for you. You mentor them and complete your education as well. Once you finish your education in engineering, you will be able to scale the business that they are doing, right? So that way, we girls, we should never feel like job is the only option for us.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
use your entire family, they are a very good resource, right? So that's how you should start thinking. And if you have such an idea, I would like to mentor you myself.
Thank you so much, ma'am. How can we give help, ma'am?
I mean, Pari will give you my number. Call me and bother me.
Yeah, reach out to me. Make sure that you get hold of Jesly or somebody, and we'll get you Lata's number. Not
Yeah.
right now. Not right
See,
now.
thing is, you should become clear in asking those questions. See, today you had that opportunity. Tomorrow, rest of your, friends sitting there will become bold. Now you can build your LinkedIn profiles, check on all the domains, check who's, the expert in what. We will make you a nasty person. You will disturb everybody in the ecosystem, but be a very successful entrepreneur and leader. You can't become by just giving me giving a gyan for 30 seconds or 1 minute. You have to experience. Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you so much, Miss Ruhana. I think Ruhana will not be able to forget this day or this moment. Ma'am, thank you so much from the bottom of all our hearts for giving her this
Yes,
opportunity.
Lee, I think we are missing just one question. Sorry to interrupt, but there's a question on the chat. Disha from JNB Ajmer is asking that how can we become an entrepreneur in the field of biotechnology, and what are the merits of it in our future?
See, biotechnology, you can adopt biotechnology. That's not a problem, biotechnology. But what you do is very important. If you're solving a problem, you'll become important because I have many biotechnology students that I interact with, and I have seen a lot of biotechnology use cases that came to me. I mean, the problems that came to us to do the assessments within the DST itself. So DST themselves will be able to, assess your ideas. But when you're using biotechnology, are you solving a problem for environment? Are you solving a problem? I saw someone solving a problem for diabetics in terms of, using needleless testing for diabetes, right? By just taking some layer of your skin, just rubbing some skin, your top layer dry skin. With that, you are able to do it. For that, you may need some instruments and other lenses, microscopes, and other things. They're able to put a budget and say, give that entire abstract and say, how they are going to approach this problem, what research they have done, how confident are they on solving this problem, and they're able to come up with such ideas. So biotechnology is not limited to solving human problems, but you can solve plant problems. You can solve anything related to an environment, like natural resources like water. How do you clean? Because some of the students who won IBM's $200,000 for Saf Pani project, I don't know how many of you all have heard, Jesli and Pari. Saf Pani project is being recognized everywhere, but that is for clean water. They are working on that project. They are all joined engineering students. They were all under 18, like all these girls. And they came up with this idea, and they were able to win in IBM's hackathon. They were able to win this project with $200,000 funding, and they are building it. But they are not from biotechnology. They are from computer science engineering, but they are solving a biotechnology problem because it is natural resources. So there are a lot of scope in biotechnology itself, but if you start thinking like you want to solve problems, then you will become successful as an entrepreneur, or even when you take up a real job. But if you think biotechnology, if I complete my engineering, I'll get a, super duper job in some place I can comfortably work. That should not be the mindset.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have one more question that is from Ms. Aradhya Sharma. She's from class 10th, JNV Kanpur Nagar. Aradhya, can you please unmute and speak?
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, in your opinion, what are the relevant skills in the 21st century that we should work on?
21st century, you're saying what are the core skills?
Relevant skills that.
Relevant skills.
Hmm.
Relevant skills is first thing you look so. You say relevant skills is they say creative thinking. अतरंगी, you know. ये लड़की बहुत अतरंगी है. She will think in all directions. She will do some crazy ideas. Have you heard of that? Children, when they keep talking too much, they keep questioning too much with their parents.
No.
So curious. So curiosity is first number one skill. Then you have to question that curiosity. Like you will be curious, no? Why should I study? You can ask your master. Why should I study this subject? How it is going to help me? Why have you written only on the left side and not the right side? Why I should start only from top now? Why not from the bottom? There is a science to everything. If you are curious, you will get to know all the answers. Sometimes even elders don't give you the right answers just to send you off. They will give some wrong answers, but you should look for right answers till you are convinced. So curiosity is required. Be curious. I'm sure you all are curious, no? अभी क्या होगा? अभी घर में जाके क्या खेलेंगे? क्या करेंगे? अभी क्या पकाया होगा? No? Curious, no? What's happening next is what we are thinking, right? What happened already from morning to now, we don't know. What we are doing today, अभी आगे में क्या हो रहा है, वो कल के लिए क्या करना है. So same thing, once you grow up, you will start thinking कल के लिए मेरे लिए क्या करना है, कल के लिए हम लोग कैसे करेंगे, अपने आप को तैयार कैसे रखेंगे हम लोग अपने आप को. So that will you will start thinking how will we all go together. We cannot go individually. As you grow up, you are when you are in your age, you are thinking only about yourself, no? Are you thinking how your mother is going to work, father is going to work, what problems is he having at work? Are you thinking about all that? Do you question and talk to him? No,
Yes, ma'am.
right? You sit and discuss with him what all problems he is having in his office?
No, ma'am.
Right? We won't. It's not required for now, right? It is not required. You yourself have enough problems. Your teachers, faculties, everybody is troubling you. ये डेडलाइन है, ये करना है, आप इतना ही खेल सकते हो, ये आधा घंटे में वापस आना है. नो. And you have a lot of instructions. You have to eat healthy food. Don't eat junk food. All that is there. So आपका problem बहुत बड़ा है. So you are not having, time to think about others' problem. But as you grow, you have to think problems of others. When you work for the company, you will think about company's problem. And when you grow up, you'll also start thinking your own family's problems. You're now, if you go and sit with your parents, you will understand what all problems they have. If you observe, no, you'll know that they have responsibility of their parents. I mean, your grandparents. They have responsibility of your education, then going higher education. They have so many things that they have to plan. All those things will be there. Right? Like that, as you all are growing, planning, observing, organizing, all these things are very important. So, abhi se, don't take teachers and when they are giving assignments, take it like a challenge. खत्म कर देंगे हम. जल्दी खत्म करके बाद ज़्यादा खेलेंगे. When I started my school, I was outstanding student. No, I was always standing out. I was always out. I was playing out. But did I fail in my subjects? Not at all. I used to be topper, so everybody used to ask, how come you are the topper? I used to say, I finished. I used to be very attentive in my class and listen. So I don't need to go back and study my notes by heart. No. समझ गई मैं. When they are giving me the lecture, when they are explaining, समझ गई मैं. तो मैंने पूरा होमवर्क खत्म कर लिया, वही क्लास में ही जल्दी जल्दी खत्म कर लिया, चल पड़ी मैं बाहर. खेल कूद मस्ती. You have to be, body also should be strong, no? So being curious, being observant, learning and seeing what other people's problems are there, and making your body strong is very, very important. You do everything and don't take care of your health. Don't worry about becoming entrepreneur. Don't worry about becoming leader and all that. Ask Pari, I can dance for 6 hours. I am 52 years old.
Yes, she can give all of you competition put together. I can vouch for it.
So you should keep your energy going. You don't think my age is this, my age is that. No. You ask me to play cricket, I'll play. So you should keep your mind, body very strong. You should be curious, observe. ये सब करो.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was very nice interacting with you. Even students also got a great opportunity. Now I invite my colleague Kirtika to give the vote of thanks. Kirtika.
Thank you, Jasly. And I feel extremely honored to be getting the opportunity to present this vote of thanks for the session. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest, Miss Latha Raj, who took her valuable time from her busy schedule and inspired us with her journey. Such big ideas you've given us in such a beautiful and a simple with simple words and expressions. So thank you for all the takeaways you've given all of us today, right? And also a big thanks to DK Modi sir, Dr. Meenu Singh, all the members from Department of Science and Technology, IBM, American Indian Foundation, NVS, because no program is complete without, it's just not a one person's job. So thank you so much. Thank you. And lastly, the biggest thank you to the teachers, the teacher coordinators, and all my dear students who've been here and, attending this session with so much of sincerity, and everybody's been hooked on the screen. So thank you so much. Wish you all a very happy evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kritika.
Thank you,
Thank
Kirtika.
you. Thank you, Madam Raj.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Madam,
ma'am.
I have one that you must be aware about the latest technologies are essential to meet the challenges of 21st century, like the artificial intelligence,
Yes.
machine learning.
Yes.
But nowadays, the artificial intelligence are being used by some of the persons in a very unethical way.
Yes.
So this is a great concern before us, and it is a great threat to the society.
Correct.
So do you have any message to the young generations how they will use this latest technology in an ethical way?
Yeah, very important. See, technology, as good as it can make people's life easy, it can make it very complex and very difficult. We would all have learned about the deep fake. People can morph your photo. They are morphing even our honorable prime minister's images, photos, and videos. These kind of AI, models that they use can actually disrupt really bad. So what do we do? If you have technology and if you have the skills, that number one thing that I said, right, in that what was that I told students? What did I say? Which is the number one thing that you should remember? Integrity. If you hold your integrity, you will never misuse the technological knowledge that you have. If you are a doctor, if you are a doctor with integrity and character, although you know this patient can be cured with tablet, you will not send the person for scanning and make money out of that scanning business, right? Same thing in technology. You will know if this particular code, if you write, this is going to cause a negative problem, or it's going to put somebody's cost and somebody's business in risk. You will not do if you keep your integrity. So a lot of technologies, a lot of these things will come in your way. but hold your integrity very high.
Thank you very much, madam. You rightly told about the integrity, which is one of the most essential for using these technologies.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
That is lost. Our governance policies, everything will go for a toss.
Everything will go in vain if we will not use it properly.
Correct.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And I'll have to jump into another call if you all can excuse me.
Yeah, ma'am.
And I'm extremely happy to have interacted with all of you.
The pleasure is ours, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who have joined. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.